There are very few fifth wheel RVs out there in the market that offer a slide out inside of a slide out, which really expands the room in your bedroom. So let's go take a look and let me know if you would own a camper like this that has a slide out inside of a slide out. Come on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here today taking a look at this Jayco Pinnacle product. This is going to be, where's the floor plan number on here? So many different RVs to take a look at here, so I gotta come over here and find the number. It's a 38SSWS. Now, with the Jayco lineup, you've heard me talk about this before in previous videos. We're gonna come back up to the front here. When you look at the Jayco lineups, the most popular one, and I think the one that people just know the best or have heard of the best, is the North Point. The North Point is actually the little brother to the Pinnacle. So in this video, not only are we gonna take a look at this awesome kind of layout here and what you get when you have this sort of, contraption here with a slide out inside of a slide out, but we're also gonna talk about a lot of the things that make a Pinnacle different from a North Point, because the North Point is already looking like a very high-end fifth wheel RV, and then the Pinnacle kind of takes it up even another degree with a lot of the same things that we see that make the North Point great. But before we do that, you'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen. And then if you are looking for your next RV, there is a link down below in the comments and description of this video where you can find a Blue Compass RV dealership close to you, as they have over 100 different stores in 33 different states across the United States. So that link is down there below to help you out when you are looking for your next RV, and we're here to help when you're ready. Now, this obviously is a massive fifth wheel RV. Having a slide out inside of a slide out also going to increase the hitch weight even more on a fifth wheel RV like this. So certainly in a 1-ton truck territory for something like this. But just to check, we're at fully loaded 18,700 pounds, unloaded with the propane tanks full 15,933 pounds, with a cargo carrying capacity of 2,767 pounds. Now let's go through and talk about some things that make the Pinnacle what it is. First of all, drop frame construction here, but we do have that nice skirting down underneath here that covers that drop frame, so it gives it a cleaner, more cohesive look. In this space, you're going to have this astrofoil insulation up underneath here, kind of under the subflooring there. So that is something where you don't really see that in any other fifth wheel RV brands except for other Jayco products, which is really nice to see there. You have a 3-stage water filtration and water softening system here with that Nuvo H2O. And then you're also going to have 3 40-pound propane bottles. So that's 120 pounds of propane capacity. There's no other fifth wheel RVs that I know of that are coming standard aside from the Pinnacle and the North Point with 3 40-pound propane bottles. So come up front, you have a Morai pin box, so you're getting one of the higher end pin boxes that you're gonna find standard in any fifth wheel RV right here. You also have prep to add a generator in this space there, and then all this additional storage because of the drop frame. Even things like with your hydraulic auto leveling, you have larger foot pads there for your stabilizers. So go along this way, you will have full body paint options on the Pinnacle, although this is showing their standard decal package. Massive awning on this side here, so big that it actually has that support in the middle to kind of hold that in place, and then you have LED light strips underneath there. As we come around this way, we'll go ahead and hop inside. It is prepped to add a security camera up over the entry door. You have a TV outside as well, and then it is a tandem axle fifth wheel RV. As we walk inside, this is the only fifth wheel RV that I know of that exists that has a high gloss cabinetry finish to it. And it is definitely a statement. So curious what you think. This also here is a floor plan where you get absolutely incredible countertop space. This is insane. I mean, between the countertop space on each side of the stove and the countertop space around the sink, it doesn't really get much better than this. This is pretty spectacular. As we walk around this area, you have opposing slide out, so slide out on this wall, slide out on the other wall. You're going to have your dining table here. It does pull out, and it's pretty dang easy to pull out, so easy that I can do it without messing up this decor that we got there. So you can see how that system works. It comes out pretty dang far, so you actually do get a lot of additional tabletop space. And then we have pretty much like peak quality throughout a lot of different aspects of this fifth wheel. So things like solid surface countertops even into this area. where a lot of other, companies might do a wrap countertop there or wood or something like that. You actually get this solid, either like ceramic or Korean style countertop. I'm not sure exactly what material they use, but it is a, non-porous solid surface countertop. Day and night shades on the windows, wood framing around the windows too, giving it a nice clean look. Then you have cloth furniture in these fifth wheel RVs. I personally really like this. Let me know your thoughts and what you think. It's a really, really subtle fabric, so it has a really nice soft feel to it. I think these are a little bit more comfortable than a lot of the different leather style furniture that we see. You can even see how there's kind of like a curve out here for the seat. So it's just like really good ergonomics to these chairs here for comfort. And also with it not being leather, you don't have the drastic temperature changes. Your skin doesn't stick to it the same way it does with leather, different things like that. Sit down here and you have your TV across from here. Now, I will say in this floor plan, that TV feels a little small. It is a 50-inch screen TV, I believe, but this fifth wheel RV is just so big. Unless I'm just not looking at this properly, maybe that could be like a 43, 45-inch screen TV. There's a possibility of that for sure, because I don't know the exact dimensions on that TV and there's no stickers indicating it. It just feels like it could be a little bit bigger, although it is on a televator there, so it is not going to really have the ability to be changed out for anything else. You can see even the countertop space would kind of restrict that. It still works, it's plenty fine, but if you're used to like a big 75-inch screen TV, 85-inch screen TV in your living room, you're definitely gonna feel like this is a little bit small. I can say that because I got a pretty cheap 75-inch screen TV recently, and it's definitely changed my perspective on some of these TVs inside of an RV. Really nice modern looking ceiling fan here in this area. Then we have a 3-cushion sofa. This is a 101-inch wide body construction on this fifth wheel. So this sofa will pull out and make into dang near a king size bed. You also have the ottoman here. This is gonna have some storage space down underneath there. So you'll be able to store things in that ottoman. And then this is just acting as a footrest or a spot to sit and hang out in this area. Got some hidden storage underneath here. Outlets and USB ports there. Pull down blackout and night shades. I think I already mentioned that though. And then we got all of our additional storage here up over this space. Those doors will stay open on their own, and you actually do have some shelving in here, even though my first thought was it was going to be all open, but there is a shelf in there. See your light fixtures here on the back wall. And again, this is also a cloth sofa and more comfortable than some other sofas that you might sit on and try out. So definitely like it. You can see how big the space is in here. I mean, it is massive. It's a big fifth wheel RV for sure, but it definitely uses the space well. And I'm curious your thoughts on what you think. Definitely let me know your thoughts and opinions on things as we're going through this video down below in the comments. You have a barreled ceiling just slightly, which gives it an even larger perceived feel there. It's kind of hard to tell when you're sitting down, but if you look at the back wall there, you can see that it is barreled just a little bit. Nice lighting up in here. It is like bright and airy as could be in here. A lot of light color tones. As we come this way, got a JBL soundbar, your electric fireplace here. There is another fireplace in the bedroom. A Sansui TV. This is definitely a brand a lot of people will not be familiar with. I'm only familiar with it because it's in my camper and it's in a lot of other campers that I look at. But it is a pretty standard. It's like 1080p. It is a smart TV, but it's not, anything over the moon exciting or something like that. So if you do want a higher grade TV, something that's like a 4K TV or an OLED TV or something like that, then you would need to swap this out. Now there's a window back behind here, so you do have the ability to drop this TV down and get that window back there. Got your storage space up through here, and then the storage through the kitchen area is going to be pretty significant. You can see you have a bunch of drawers here, a bunch of drawers there, cabinets all around. Again, high gloss finish on these, pretty unique look. Adjustable shelving through these spaces, soft close cabinet doors. Your Jayco products come with a 2-year base warranty. That's what this is talking about, whereas pretty much everything else out there comes with a 1-year base warranty, and then it has a 3-year structural warranty. You have this drawer and a little like utensil divider. Could have like some larger cooking items in there, like a like a serving spoon or something like that potentially. And then you have dovetail joints on all of your drawers for deconstruction as well. So very nice with that. I'll kind of go through some of this storage, see what we're working with here. I open all these because like for instance, you can see here, this one is cut halfway there. If you didn't open this, it would look like it was just a deep cabinet, but it's actually cut halfway. So we look at some of these here just to get a feel for that. Really nice deep drawers there. You have 3 of them. And then as we come to the island space, Got your cutting board right here. This can pull out of this area if you want, and then down underneath it, we have our 2 trash bins, and you can see how those will drop, like any of your, you know, whatever trash stuff that you're cutting up there can drop right into the trash can. You also have a dishwasher here in this space, so one of the few fifth wheel RVs coming standard with a dishwasher. Really nice looking charcoal stainless steel sink. It will come with multiple different sink accessories here, like little bins and stuff like that. You have your cup rinser, soap dispenser, and retractable faucet. So come back around this way. Let's go into the residential size microwave. Looks like that doubles as a convection oven or an air fryer. Storage space up above there. This should all be shelved storage just like the other side. Yep, that's all the same. Real tile backsplash back behind here. Also want to show you the accent here in the countertop if you get a chance to see that. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. You have kind of like some accent shimmering going on there. 3 big drawers here, and then this all looks like it's going to be pretty much the same. Yeah, same utensil divider there. And this one is a little bit bigger than the other one, goes a little bit further back than the one on the other side. Industrial looking 4-burner cooktop and a larger size oven. So basically the biggest oven that you could ask for in a fifth wheel RV. Coming around this side, we got another utensil divider right here. Now this can be removed if you want to take it out. And then we got a couple cabinet doors underneath here. And those have little slits there so you can put in like baking sheets or something like that. Sometimes these dishwashers, okay, cool, I can't open it. So it does open like so, and you have a tray that will pull out. So that's what your dishwasher looks like. 2 outlets there, outlets up underneath the cabinetry here and here. And then that is pretty much everything in this space. You do have dimmer light switches on this, so there are buttons for the lights that you can hold down to dim the lights in this area. Then you have 3 air conditioners in here. Your 3rd AC looks like this is gonna be like a dump down AC. Actually, you know what? This looks like it is ducted through the rest of the system. The other 2 ACs are up in the attic. So you can see these rectangles here. Those are the returns for the air conditioner, and the AC, you actually don't see it. And then it is ducted through this whole camper. They call it their helix ducting system. It's supposed to be very quiet. Unfortunately, we can't turn the ACs on here at this event, so I can't hear it for myself. But it is supposed to be like a proprietary ducting system that Jayco is doing that is really, really quiet, really, really efficient. I just unfortunately don't get the chance to test it out. This here also is a flip down countertop space. So if I set the camera up, I can show you this real quick. It's very, very simple and easy to do. Just have these little tabs down underneath here. And where are they at? Push those up. This drops down and we're able to push that into place, and that basically becomes like a little half waterfall style island there. You also have no heat vents in the floor, so your heating is running underneath the island there. So we go this way, right by the entry door where we walked in, we have a little coat closet space. Above that, we have our controls for this fifth wheel RV and your fan remote control. So touchscreen control panel on this. Let's see on the, one thing I am curious about is the heat pump. So we have a heat pump on the main AC, and that's it. Just on the main AC, we have a heat pump. So that's gonna be the one here in the living area. So that'll be another electric heat source for you. But like I said, keep in mind you do have a fireplace in the bedroom. Got your breakers and fuses there, and a central vac system underneath here, so you have the floor sweep that will flip up so you can sweep all your dust and debris into there. A very handy thing to have in a camper, and then you have a spot to connect your vacuum hose, and those can connect without that door being open. Little coffee bar area, again, real tile backsplash with that. Got your cabinet storage, even got a little shelf up above there. You could put some decor up in that space, or you can use it for storage. 2 drawers that open up here, and some shelf storage and a little spot where you can put, you know, different decor or possibly even wine bottles or something like that. Outlet in that area, and that is pretty much it. Window here, and then your steps on the non-camp side of the camper. Not a whole lot of floor plans in fifth wheel RVs that offer the steps here, so that is pretty nice. Grab handle going up into this area, and then we have some storage right here in this portion of the slide out. We'll get to that in a second after we go into the bathroom. Now the bathroom, really huge shower. I mean, especially in terms of the length of this shower, bigger than most. Way bigger than the vast majority of showers in a fifth wheel RV. That is huge. Because of the barreled ceiling, you also get great ceiling height in here. So if I get behind the camera, you can see, I mean, there is room to move around pretty significantly. I mean, this is like a true two-person shower if you want it to be. It'd be awesome if you had shower heads on both sides of the shower. If you had one over here too, there's enough room for two people to shower in here at a time if you wanted to. You have the bench to sit down on, so I could sit right here, and looks like the shower water would get to me, hopefully. So if you are taller, then, gosh, I would say you'd have to be like 6'6", 6'7" maybe to be too tall to fit in here. You do have the skylight that gets you a little bit more height even, so you could probably be like 6'7", 6'8" and fit in this space right here, but it does get a little bit shorter once you get to where the skylight is not. But nonetheless, you have this really nice looking shower fixture there, porcelain foot flush toilet, solid surface countertops through the spot, even like a ceramic style or porcelain style sink. Got a little bit of storage on both sides of the mirror because it is a backlit mirror there that does not have like a medicine cabinet on it. Spot for your toilet paper, some drawers. Another thing to point out is you have individual shutoff valves on your water lines at major water sources in this camper. And then you'll have similar storage over on this side like we saw on the other side. We also have Liquefied. This here is a black tank treatment for your RV that you can find at Blue Compass stores across the country, whether it is something like the pods formula here, the liquids formula, or the powder formula. You can find those at Blue Compass stores across the country. You're going to make sure that everything that goes into your black tanks drains out properly, breaks down properly, and keeps your black tank healthy and smelling fresh. So you can find that at Blue Compass stores as well as Walmart and Amazon. It is a porcelain foot flush toilet, no soft close toilet seat on this. One thing I've noticed almost every RV has this, and I like that they put the towels in here to demonstrate. If you go pee standing up, I mean, I guess the toilet seat kind of blocks it, but those towels definitely have a high degree of likelihood of being in the splash zone, so you're going to either have to just live with that, flip the towels up over the hook again to get them out of the way, or pee sitting down. If you're a man, at least. Well, I don't know, maybe women pee standing up too, I don't know. I don't know what y'all do when you're in your own restroom, but you know what I mean. You get the point. You got your shower door here. It is like a pocket style door, good privacy on that. It does have a little bit of a gap in the floor, but nothing too crazy. And then you have the bigger vent fan in this bathroom. Tankless water heater. And with that 120 pounds of propane capacity, I mean, you have a lot of propane to work with for your propane tankless water heater. Looks like you got your washer and dryer connections in this space right here. So washer and dryer can go in this closet if you want to do the washer and dryer. Kind of see your space through there. Now, I suspect, because it doesn't look like there's enough space here for a stackable washer and dryer on one side, so my suspicion is one side would get the washer, one side would get the dryer. It is a little bit tight in this space, I will say. It's between the door frames and stuff like that, it's a little bit congested. But that being said, when you go into the bedroom, it is not, because we have that slide out inside of a slide out that really expands the floor space in the bedroom. It also is going to allow for this king size bed to be pushed back into this space further, so you get kind of this just really unique feel in the bedroom that's hard to even, really explain. You can see how it looks in this area though, and you get a good amount of space to walk around, but the floor space here is just second to none. I mean, that is really the advantage to something like this. Individual reading lights for each person. They have this soft blue light and the warm light there. And then it comes with all of this bedding, USB ports on the side here, as well as outlets down there. And you'll have the same thing on this side as well. You also have light switches there right next to the bed, so good location there where you can control the lights, and then you'll have dimmer light switches for lights in your ceiling and stuff like that as well, which is a nice convenient thing to have. The dimmer switches, you just hold on to those buttons that I just showed you on that panel. Fireplace here, going to be an electric heat source for you. You can see there's multiple different colors for that fireplace. Nice big like tabletop area, so you can set stuff on, and then you have some storage here, and then a 32-inch screen TV that's framed out into the space. Mirror on the wall there. Another mirror here. This can act as a full body mirror for sure. My wife Megan would definitely love that. It's got clothing rod here, and then 3 drawers. More storage down underneath here. I mean, just tons of storage, outlets, USB ports, and then more storage coming along this way. Got another set of 2 clothing rods in this spot. That looks like some cedar wood back behind there. At least I believe it's cedar wood if I remember correct. Then you got some shelving here. Got another clothing rod, nice lip on this shelving, so it'll hold some things in place there if you're keeping them there while you go down the road. And then 4 drawers that open up here. Plus, again, another set of what should be 2 clothing rods here in this area. So pretty dang impressive. A barreled ceiling in here adds that ceiling height again, and just a ton of floor space. So curious your thoughts on what you think about this bedroom. Hopefully you made it to this point in the video so you can let me know your thoughts, but I'm very curious what you think. As we head back down, I do want to point out some ceiling heights. So if I get behind the camera here, you can see there is a latch here to hold the door in place. So it just kind of locks into place there. As I walk through here, I definitely have to duck. It's so crazy that like I'm so used to being in RVs, I just do this instinctively. But I definitely have to duck to get in and out of those doors, standing at about 6'2", maybe 6'3" right now with my shoes on. This door, I don't though. This one I actually can walk under, but it's like my hair barely touches it. So if you're over probably 6'2", you're definitely gonna have to be ducking doors. And even if you're like 6 foot, you're gonna have to duck that bedroom door likely. But that's pretty much everything. Another light switch here so you can turn on your lights as soon as you're walking down from the bedroom. Great location for that. And that is pretty much everything on this interior space. So curious your thoughts, let me know what you think, and then let me show you a couple things here on the outside real quick. So as we come back out here, you have Cooper H-rated tires. You have a MORryde, it's the CRE 4000 suspension system here. This is one of the only campers that comes with this MORryde 4000 suspension system. Really nice. You also have the added steel support there. That's going to be a super premium suspension system on this camper that almost nothing else has. LED light strips up underneath the frame there. So great being able to kind of see stuff that you have stored under your camper when you're at your campsite. And then you have the Jayco logos on the wheels. 6-point hydraulic auto leveling. You have your outdoor television, slam latch baggage doors on that. Then it comes with this little J-port area here. I wish they would have brought some things to show what the accessory is that connects into here, because it's going to have like this big setup where you have a Halo griddle cooktop. It's actually the same cooktop I have for my camper. I saw it last year at this event with Jayco, and I loved it so much. When I saw it at the store, I actually got it at Shields. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's the one that I want. It's a dual zone griddle cooktop. It's like a 22-inch griddle cooktop, absolutely massive, has a really big drain spot for all the grease to go into. It's great, I love it. So you kind of have that built-in port here where those accessories will go. Another thing that separates this Pinnacle is you get this rear molded fiberglass back cap. You can see on the north point, it's just a flat back laminated wall. This is actually a molded fiberglass rear cap with no seams in it. So that is a really nice premium feature that we see on this fifth wheel RV. Frameless windows on here. As we go along this side, you have a 3,000-pound towing hitch with a 300-pound tongue weight. Brake and reverse lights on these back lights. And then let's go ahead and get up onto the roof. It's prepped to add a backup camera right there. As we come up here, really nice looking seals on all of your seams up here. These are really well done and very thick. Definitely like to see that. Looks like we have 400 watts of solar, 3 ACs up here on the roof, and then you have your digital antenna up in the front corner. Fully walkable roof, walkable slide out boxes, things like that. So nothing to worry about there, but definitely know if you're going to be a responsible RV owner and care about your RV not leaking, you should be getting up and checking the seals and seams on your roof from day one and as often as you can, because it is fully preventable a water leak in your RV, but it does take being a proactive RV owner. Another thing unique to the Pinnacle is it comes standard with a 50-amp power cord reel. So you have this power reel here for your 50-amp cable, really nice, convenient thing to use. Also nice because you can retract this in with the power and you can just hold like a rag here to clean that power cord off when you are storing it away. So super handy having that. You got your spot here to store your sewer hose, spare tire underneath there. Fully enclosed underbelly, all your water tanks and water lines sit above that enclosed underbelly. Furnace will keep your water tanks and water lines warm. And I would imagine it has 12-volt heat pads on the water tanks. I've just been struggling to find out where like the controls for those would be, but I couldn't imagine this thing doesn't have 12-volt heat pads on the water tanks. Through frame rack and pinion style slide there. You have an access door to your back of the refrigerator. So basically giving you access to the back portions of this refrigerator for service and like the ice maker there. And as we come this way, looks like all of your drain spots come to this one spot on the camper right there. So one single location for those. And you can see your valves here are actually in the underbelly. So you pull them right there. That's gonna make this more of a true Four Seasons camper, meaning that you're not gonna have water making it down to this area of the drain valve unless you open these so that everything in the underbelly stays liquid and doesn't freeze. Whereas if you had a camper where the valves are out here and the water is able to get down to this area before it makes it to the valves, then that water can freeze and prevent you from being able to drain your tanks. Won't have that issue with this camper. Slide out mechanisms on here, pretty interesting. We have like this Power Glide slide mechanism here on the bigger slide, and then a Schwintek slide mechanism here on this smaller portion of the slide out within a slide out. Down underneath here, a little bit thinner baggage door right here. They are slam latch baggage doors. You do have to duck underneath this to get down into this area. You have the Nautilus water management system right there. Auto leveling controls right here. You can plug in more solar there if you want. And then that is pretty much everything. Just an absolutely massive storage space though. And finally, we have the Dexter tow assist. So this has an anti-lock braking system, sway mitigation, and a towable odometer. You can see like this storage bag, it is, this storage door, I mean, is a little bit thicker. No slam latch on these doors though. They have the metal clips there. That's kind of, I wish those were slam latch on those, but still not too bad nonetheless. And then we have a light up underneath here so you can set up your pin box in the dark. If you are, arriving to your campsite late at night or trying to leave early in the morning or something like that, you have that light to help out. That is pretty much everything, y'all. So very curious your thoughts. If you want to see, like, this is an example of a full body paint Jayco Pinnacle. So that is something to look at as well. Last thing before we go is let me find kind of a ballpark on what a price on something like this is going to be without the full body paint, and then we'll get you on your way. Not finding a for sure price, but it looks like it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark of like 115 to 120, so 120,000. If you did want to go with a full body paint option, that's probably going to run you more about the 120 to 130 price range with something like this here. But that is pretty much everything, y'all. So again, if you're looking for your next RV, there's a link down below in the comments and description to help you find a Blue Compass RV dealership close to home for you. And we're here to help when you're ready. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.